I know you might not like it, but I really like it. This car is awesome. It starts every day. It's a total, like, it's destroyed, but it runs well, and it's, you know, it was cheap and it treats me good. It helps me do a lot. Yeah, so the next 5 days are gonna be workout days. So typically on my workout days, I spend the mornings working towards my like current creative project or digital project, I guess. Usually for the last while that's been Hyper Fighter, but since we've completed that, I've been working on another project that I started a few years ago, and I've mostly completed, but I just lost the drive and desire to complete it. But recently I reconnected with somebody, and this person, they really see me for who I am, and they appreciate me in a way that no one else has and no one else does. So they've kind of inspired me to complete the project after I showed it to them. I'm gonna do some negative levers and practice that, and then I'm gonna do my regular set. So we're hanging from the bar and we're straight. But to practice, lift yourself up, and you'll notice my elbows aren't bent. I'll bend them when I start to go straight, and that's wrong. You want them to be straight. So right now I'm just trying to build up the core strength here, and then we'll focus on straightening out the elbows once I can actually pull myself up like that, but I can't yet. So we go into this negative position and then kind of flatten ourselves out and try to straighten out. And yeah, you're hella stressed out because, you know, we did our workout or whatever, and then I like lost my keys because when we did the negatives I threw them on the ground, and luckily someone loves me. Whoever did that, thank you. Steal this $1 million idea, but we need to create a dog-it seat. It's like a bucket seat, but for dogs. Yo, I'm looking at you. You don't steal my idea, and if you do, then just say you got it from me. We keep the 150 gripper in the car, and we just kind of hit that every now and then. And what we're trying to do is every few days we try to close the 200. So I think today we're going to try that. I don't think we'll hit it, but we're getting close. I hope by the end of November. It has been about an hour, and I haven't been doing much on the project, but I've been watching all these old videos I've made. I think I'm just now really starting to get a grasp on how important this is to me. I've been trying to express my inner struggle for like most of my life, and from 2017 to I guess like 2021 was the hardest. And some of these videos are during this transition period when I'm trying to sell my house and move on from a relationship that I had with this person, and we purchased a house and moved in together, and we were very much in love, but it didn't work out. And that's not like my problem. It wasn't that they left. They're free to leave. I only want somebody who wants to be with me. The situation is that I had been struggling with these demons all my life, and I don't think we really together had the tools to battle them. I want somebody who's interested in listening to me and provide their perspective, and I like to do that to my partner as well.
So what I'm kind of getting at is watching these videos is pretty hard. I was in a very rough situation in some of them, and yeah, I do want to share some of it in the future. I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna go about doing that, but we'll figure it out. I just wanted to like make a point that make a note for myself that I need to complete this project. I need to keep going no matter what. I guess one of the things it reminded me of is how much I really disliked myself. I mean, I'm working on it still, but like in my old house, I removed the mirror in my bathroom, and I kind of noticed that in one of the videos, and it reminded me like, I don't really take pictures of myself and things like that, and it's not like you don't have to. You shouldn't have to, but it's more of like the we should all be able to appreciate ourselves regardless of external factors like what other people think and things like that. Something that I kind of want to leave you with is this thought of the difference between external motivation and internal motivation. So if we can find rather motivation, if we can build systems and utilize feedback loops, then we can push ourselves towards our ideal without needing to be motivated, because we're taking actions that lead us to where we want to go. It's starting to get cold, and I really do not like the cold. I am a desert person for sure. I have to move soon, and it's interesting because I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. Unfortunately, like I like it here. I like Vegas. A lot of people I know don't, but everything's gotten a lot more expensive, so it's harder. Part of me feels like I really screwed up selling my house, because there's likely I won't be able to afford a house in Vegas again unless I decide I want to start programming again. And if I do that, then it's just to do that. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm not really I'm trying not to think about it right now. I have a situation that works, and I have a few more months of it, and I think in December I will try to figure out what I'm actually doing. I spent, I think it was like 12 hours in this store. We were waiting for the, I think, silver or gold Mario amiibo. I'm sure I beat Danganronpa 1 that night too, so it was pretty fun. Packaging stuff. I guess we'll get this one, and then we'll buy these refills in the future. I thought about getting the $15 one, but this is 5, 10, 15, this 2, so 7. So yeah, my legs are super ashy. You see that? You can see scales on them. Most of my skin is pretty dry. So I've been thinking about something like this. So yeah, don't make fun of me. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try it. Pretty girls like weed, so I went with the cannabis one. Ourselves a Geo Metro here. I need to clean my windows. See, these are really good, but you could probably make them for much cheaper, component-wise. A pound for $14.99. This is 1.4 pounds for the same price. Food. So it's 2:30 now, and our errands are done. I forgot to eat lunch, but I did buy a nice piece of salmon. So I'm gonna cook that, eat that, and then we're gonna start on listing things to sell on eBay. This thing looks beautiful.
is absolutely delicious. It's 6 ounces. I cooked it at 370 for 15 minutes, and I let it sit for 2 minutes.
So yeah, I got like belts, head bolts. We're doing real great over here. £12.
It took me a very long time to emotionally recover from a relationship that shouldn't have taken me that long to recover from. But the circumstances of the situation, like what I was going through, and the complexities of everything that had happened to me up until that point in my life, had caused this, like, I almost want to feel like separation of myself. I, when they left, I had a lot of responsibilities on my shoulders that could have potentially affected them negatively as well. We both purchased a house together. We were both in periods of our lives where we were trying to become more than what we were, and we wanted to advance and move forward from the position we were in life. We wanted to climb the hierarchy. And together we were a great team and we did a lot of amazing things. But they left, and when you have two people contributing to a household, it's a lot easier than when you have one. And they were also on the mortgage, so if I failed, they would have it would have affected them as well, because they had because they reduced their income in order to go to school and do other things with their life. So it's not like they could have just come in, taken the house, and then kicked me out. It was more like I had to stay there and make sure we got out of this situation. And I did. But because I had to put my work and my learning so far forward and made everything in my life revolve around that in order for me to survive the situation I was in, all processing of our relationship didn't get to happen. So when I finally became stable financially, I just still didn't really process it. I did other things and distracted myself from that. And when it came time for me to sell the house, it was like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I kept pushing off selling the house because for me, I would have to communicate with them. And having to communicate with them was just going to open up all of those emotions that I hadn't even started to process yet. And so when I did start processing them, and it's, I am a very emotional guy. When I start to lose my emotion, when my emotions get really high, it's hard for me to calm them down. It's hard to understand what it's not that I don't know what's real and what's not real. It's more like when you're emotional, things are heightened, so it's kind of like you might say something that's just a little bland, and to me, I might just receive it in a more dramatic or different way because, and I might be hyped up and you're like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's fucking cool. And then I'm going to keep getting more hyped up on it, even though you were just like, oh, that's cool. It's not a big deal. You weren't like, oh, shoot, also hyping. So, but when, two people like me get together, it's just yeah, it gets real loud, it's that kind of thing. But as I've gotten older, I've been able to maintain that a bit, and yeah, anyways, I just wanted to share that because I feel better now, and I am not trying to hide anything. I'm trying to grow and evolve as a human, and I want to, I want to love the people around me. I want to love myself, and I want to love the people around me, and that includes you who's watching this. That includes people who have stabbed and robbed from me. It includes the people that I've loved and hurt. It includes all of those people. I feel better after sharing some of that, but at the same time, I just want to make sure that it's understood that I am looking for more or less just accountability. I think that these videos will help me hold myself accountable, and hopefully we can build a structure for other people who want accountability. And that's it. And I'll release some of those videos if this video gets 100 likes. And I have to find ways to spread this content, and if it resonates with you, please tell me. If it doesn't, then tell me as well. Like, I want to make better, more interesting videos. That's part of the growth of it all. We just finished walking the dog. We finished packaging up some packages. It's looking a bit cleaner in here. I was gonna work on this tonight, wrench on this thing a little bit, but honestly, I'm gonna work on Hyperfighter. I feel like programming, I want to disassociate. If you're striving for a personal goal, please let me know. If you're stuck and struggling, remember, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It matters what you think. So please be kind to yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow.